back to my channel. It's been a while, just been a bit remiss lately over Christmas, etc. So I'm hoping to get back to a bit more recording now for the channel. Today we're just having a run down to Hastings in East Sussex. So please join when we get there. We'll have a little look around the old town and the seafront fish sheds, etc. So I hope you enjoy that, but please enjoy the run into Hastings at the moment, and I'll have more to say when we get there. Oh, I was going to mention it's actually early January 2023. As you can see, it's a really pleasant day. Hastings Organic Vineyard, which is an English wine, which is up and coming, I believe. Never been in there, but might be worth a trip in the spring or summer months. Have a look around the vineyard itself and maybe do a bit of tasting. See, just come in East Sussex now. Glorious morning. The sun's low in the sky, still the winter months, but the nice thing is in about 6 to 8 weeks spring will be here, and the birds will be nesting and the trees will be coming back to life, which is always nice. It's my favourite time of year, spring. Always makes you happier, makes life happier anyway when you see the sunshine and everything coming back to life again. But on a day like this in the winter months, it's a joy. It's a teaser in what's to come in a few weeks. And the trip into Hastings really hasn't changed in 50 years in my memory anyway. It's very little changed on the road into Hastings from kind of Maidstone down. Very little change, very little building, and it's exactly how I remember as a child when my parents used to bring me down here regularly in the summer holidays. I suppose that's why it has a special place in my heart, just purely because, as I say, I remember this very well from a child, and it's just not changed. So you have those memories, and they're the same as they were. Lovely little village here, little country village. You see the little structure in the middle of the green there, and you often see geese just hanging around, and ducks. There must be a pond in the area somewhere, but they're generally on the green there or crossing the road. It's a quaint little town. Hill and then Hastings. We just take a left here, and this is the main road, the A21 into Hastings itself. So it's really one straight road in now. Dirty windscreen. The videos are kind of continuation from my my coastal vlogs that I've been doing in recent times. They were the Kent coastline, but I thought today I've just kind of pushed into Sussex, which I thought would be nice on a pleasant day like this. I mean, it's one of my favourite coastal towns. It made sense to come down on such a nice day. Just on the brow of the hill, we'll come to Hastings. You see a Claremont School, which is a private school. Looks really nice. It's tucked away here on the in the countryside, pretty much, just before you enter Hastings itself. Private public school, whatever you like to call it. You can get through to Battle and Folkestone. Which, if you check back on the videos of mine, I did a vlog on Folkestone a few months back. Hopefully you've had the time to go and look at that. Really nice. Down there now, they've spent some money. Off just here, and I'll re-engage the video when we get a bit closer. Right, welcome back. We're just coming down further into Hastings now, and on the right hand side shortly we're passing Alexandra Park, which is a really lovely park area. I think they've just put in a model or a miniature train, miniature railway if you like, which can take license around the park area. It's one of the nicest parks I've seen actually. There's lots of woodland, a reservoir, and there's many parts to it. I think there's a little boating lake and tennis courts, and really all kinds of things. I remember as a child playing in the park itself, and I've got some pictures of myself, my twin brother and the family in the park on a nice summer's day. So yeah, it's again has special memories for me. And you can it's just opening up now on the right hand side there where you see the woodland. Well, you can't get too good a look at it from this angle, but yeah, it's there. It's nice place, and it runs right down this road, the park itself. So it's a good half a mile, if not longer, and quite wide as well. So, but you certainly spent some nice time here if you want to. But as I say, I haven't really done that since my girls were younger. Just tend to go down to the seafront there, if you like. I say what's particularly nice is the old high street. It's full of old little quirky shops, and I was down here a week or so ago with the wife, and a lot of kind of Cornish shops have appeared, knick-knack shops and kind of Cornish pasty shops and that sort of thing. So again, it's a nice addition to the old high street, and it's definitely worth a visit down just to pop in and out of shops and buy little bits and pieces. It's just the sort of thing I enjoy doing for a couple of hours. So, but I'll show you the old high street once we park up and have a walk down there. I think like most coastal towns around the country, they have their good bits and bad bits. Can be a little bit run down in places, like a lot of coastal towns. Hastings haven't. They've had some development and some upgrades, etc. But there are parts of it that are still as is was when I was a child, if you like. So haven't really changed. The seafront has. It's had a lot of money spent on crazy golf areas. They've got a museum down there, an art museum, a little kind of sheds and that eating establishment. So it's come a long way, that part of it, as I was a child, but some of it hasn't. So, but as I say, it has great meaning to me, and I will come here until probably the day I die. I was always hoping to encourage my daughters kind of to visit here, if you like, more often, but they don't really come down without me. I think that generation doesn't. I don't think they particularly want to visit the coast too much and just enjoy the sea and the sunshine. But maybe when they have kids, they may well do. So we're just entering now the town, if you like, the main town of Hastings. Or this is the periphery with some old housing, etc. We'll get to the town area in a minute, and I'll let you know when we get there. I've kind of started doing this on the little videos now, just I suppose a video on the way into the area, so you can see what to expect when you drive into the seaside areas, seaside towns, etc. Just gives you some idea and gives you some sense of direction. You might be driving it one day and think, oh yeah, I remember that, I know where that is. I think there's a few more shops, if you like, appearing. This is it's not the old town I spoke of, but it's the kind of old part of the new town, if you like. It's pretty run down. There's quite a lot of empty shops. It's not until you get a little bit further down now, you've got the main shopping centre, which is quite nice. You've got Marks and Spencer's there and various other shops. front of him. That's part of the main shopping centre, if you like. It's quite nice inside. You've got an external part as well, which got Primark and all the kind of usual shops. It's quite a big town actually for a coastal resort. It's one of the biggest that I certainly noticed. But as I say, we'll take a drive through this part of Hastings and drive along the seafront, park up along there somewhere, probably near the fish sheds or fish net sheds, which is opposite the old town. There we go, the Priory Meadow Shopping Centre. Lovely old church down the right hand side. We'll just take a drive round to the left and then bear round to the right, further up. If you take a left turn just up here, we're just past it now, if you take a left turn there, that leads you up to the top of the cliffs, and you can actually get the vernacular railway down to the seafront. We'll have a look at that, this end of it, on the bottom end when we get there. But if you drive up there, and there's a big park, and there's caves up there as well. I can't remember how much they cost now, but that's quite a nice way to spend a few hours. The caves are really interesting, and they're actually on that open park area at the top there. It's all signposted. There's a cafe up there on top, which I think only opens in the spring and summer months, but it gives you a good view of the seafront here, and really the golf course, or the miniature golf courses, the fairground, and the coastline. Really nice. So again, spring, summer months, definitely a place to visit. You can either park up there, or you can get the vernacular railway up the mountainside to the top. So this is Hastings seafront. To the right are the miniature golf courses. There's two of them, I think. Three. Yes, three of them. Really nice, all different themes. So yeah, that's certainly a nice way to spend a couple of hours. It gets busy in the spring and summer months, as you'd expect. To the left, there's quite a few eating establishments. Really nice. Lots of choices, pubs and cafes, things like those, whitehouse fish and chip shops. And the old town actually sits behind these row shops on the left. You see down on the right, you can see the outside fairgrounds with the rides, attractions, and in the distance you see the second vernacular railway going up the hillside there, which has only just been refurbed in the last year or two, and is now reopened. It was closed for quite a while. But again, very interesting. I'm not sure what's up that side. I can't remember if I've been up there before, but yeah, again, definitely worth a visit up there. We're just going to head down, possibly to the seafront, the main car park, because I can't see much parking up at the moment. They're doing some work around here on the roads, etc., so it's limiting the parking spaces. But I may just take a drive down and turn around and come back up and see if I can park closer to the old town. I'm not sure. But I'll point out different parts as we go down anyway. Right, we're going to come around here and swing a right, and there you go. If you can see along here, you've got the Hastings Contemporary, which is an art museum there on the right hand side, and to the right again you can see all the fishnet sheds, which haven't changed a bit since I was a child. Still the same. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Got some pictures of me when I was a child there, and you've got the fisheries there, Alex Fisheries, so we can get all your fish and shrimps, cockles, winkles, you name it, you can get it there. So, and to the right there's a fisherman's museum, again a really interesting place. Opens up quite a lot in the year and it's free, which is great, so that's really interesting. It's got a big old ship sitting in the middle there inside, and yeah, just a history of fishing and fishermen of Hastings. It's really interesting. So again, definitely worth a visit when you're down here. And I think just to the right of that you've got a we got like a marine centre, if you like. You pay, you go in and look at the different fish, etc. Blue Reef Aquarium, that's what I was looking for. And this is a seafront car park. Again, this is where my parents used to park up when I was a child. Hasn't changed much, just got a bit more expensive in regards to parking. As you can see, please avoid the older people. They tend to roam and not look where they're going. Bless them. But you'll get there, the old boy, in the end. Hey, we'll all be there one day. I think I'm there now sometimes. I think I need a walking stick. But like a lot of coastal towns, you do attract a lot of retired people and pensioners, and why not? And why not indeed? And just in front there, you see, you've got the Hastings Miniature Railway. That runs quite a lot in the year, and again, it goes right up top of the seafront and comes back again. Really interesting. Not too expensive at all, so it's a little miniature railway. Again, definitely worth paying a couple of quid it costs to go on it. So there you go, we have arrived. I'll bid you adieu, and I'll change over to the other camera now. So join me again. There we go, you can see the museum there. That's the back end of it. Let's take a walk along the view of the little miniature railway. I just wanted to show you this little installation by the car park on the seafront. Someone spent a lot of time cobbling bits together. Look at that attractive beast. That's some interesting artwork, I suppose you'd call it. It's clever, some of it. See up there, that's the Nicola Railway I spoke about. Not the one I use, but definitely one to have a try when you're down here. That's a bit of a look at the fishing sheds and a couple of fishing boats that sit there. Right, as we take a walk up from the seafront car park, past the back of the fishing net sheds, there's some other buildings there on the right hand side that I think have been converted into a restaurant, etc. There on the left of the fish sheds, sometimes in the mornings when they bring the fish in, they sell some from there directly. You can see there's the fishing sheds that look like they've been kind of converted into either offices and maybe fish storage rather than direct net sheds. I think they're further up now. If you look on the side, you see some old pictures from old fishermen back in the day, basically. So it's quite interesting to see the old timers on those boards. And these sheds are looking a little bit run down now. I mean, they haven't changed since I was a child. So I mean, they've been up for 50 years plus, I'd say, some of them. And they do look a bit tired now, but hey, they do what they need to do. They sell some fish. Look at that old timer there on the picture on the side of the shed. Probably long gone by now. And we'll take a walk up, as I say, and on the right hand side there, the new building you see is the gallery. I said it was a museum earlier. It's not. It's really an art gallery, so to speak. So you can go in, get a day pass, etc. I'm sure you can get an annual membership if you so wish. So that's the building there, and it opens up. You see the vernacular railway. The small railway track there runs up the side, right up the seafront. And there's a better picture of the gallery and some old fishing net sheds. You can see the structure there. There's to hang the nets at the top and just hang down to dry, etc. The building there is a restaurant now, which is really nice. Been there a few times. and this open area you see in front. Normally during the summer months they have not a market, they have little kind of get-togethers if you like, and food and music and that sort of thing. It's really nice in the summer months. And this is just well, just coming up past the fairground on the left-hand side. Just see it come into view now. We've got some palisade fencing around it, but the actual the rides now are just behind that fence. Again, I remember being there as a child, and even my children being there when they were younger. So yeah, it hasn't changed much. Like the ghost train in there anyway. So we'll think about crossing the road here, and that what I'll do is take you into the bottom end of the old high street, and once we get there we'll have a chat. Right, there we go, just across the road here. Little look down to the left, see some little houses there along the seafront. Just walk up here, and as we turn left just on the corner here, that's actually the bottom end of the old Hastings High Street, I like to call it. It's a really quaint little high street. Loads of little things. There's a little cafe restaurant on the corner there, as you see as we pan round to the left. And you've got Respire Living, which is a really nice shop actually when it's open. It's got some really unique little bits in there. I say worth a visit if you're down here. We'll just take a little walk up the high street itself and just pan and see some of the small shops that are here. Really unusual. You've got a cycle shop there if you want to hire a cycle for the day. And Butler's Famed Emporium. Again, that's a really interesting little place. Quirky little bits you can buy in there. And it's just a kind of a seating area here that you see people on a big chess set, and some sculptures, etc. So it's a nice little seating area. See people sitting there quite often having a coffee and just a break and relaxing really. So pan around again. Oh, and if you want to pause that, it's the history of the George Street, which is the street we're in, so feel free to pause that and have a look. I'll carry on walking up the small high street. It's fairly quiet. I think most of the shops this summer are open about 11, so they're just starting to really set up now. So I was a bit early, but I just wanted to give you an idea of the high street itself. And again, another little quirky shop there, the Clockwork Crow, and Waltham Weft next door. There we go. Meat and poultry it says. I'm not quite sure what's in that shop actually. Carry on up the high street, and this old pub here, I think it's around 12th century, something like that. It's obviously an old coaching inn original to Hastings itself before anything else was here. Beautiful looking pub, really indeed. And this is one of the Cornish shops I spoke about, the Cornish Bakery, which I will go in and have a cup of coffee, I expect. But anyway, getting back to that Cornish Bakery, it's the same one that's down in, I was thinking Mevagissey, but there's another place down in Cornwall we go to which has got exactly the same shop. And again, we're wandering up the high street here and you see some of these really old, little interesting shops, not opened at the moment, but they really are gorgeous little places to visit. And Rowley's Fudge, which you'll see in some of my Cornwall and Devon videos actually, which is really unique down to the West Country. Rowley's Fudge, where they make fudge in-house, so to speak, and sell it from there. So interesting to see Cornish shops down in Hastings. A little antique shop there, interesting again. Turn and Tide, that's another little knick-knack interesting shop again, and we're not too far away actually from my favourite little shop that I'm always going in when I'm down here. They've got some really interesting little figures and that sort of thing, quite dark stuff, but it's really interesting. I'll show you that in a moment anyway as we go past. And again, little knick-knack shops, interesting quirky little bits, always worth having a look around. They're always changing their stock. And we'll have a look across the road at the moment, and there's my favourite little shop. Definitely going there when you're down here. So there's some really interesting bits, and yeah, and you just caught me coming out. I've bought another figurine. I couldn't help myself. Every time I go in that shop I end up buying something, but yeah, it's really enjoyed it. Right, and there we go. If we carry on up to the top of this little high street, it brings you out to the seafront. What we're going to do is just come up here to the right hand side. I mentioned the vernacular railway that takes you up to the top of the hillside. We've got a cafe, the caves, and a big open area to seat and just enjoy the view on a nice day. See right out to sea and all the golf course, miniature golf course, etc. But that's the West Hill lift, which, as I say, takes you up. And further down the coastline there is the other vernacular railway, takes you up to a different hillside cliff top. I haven't actually been on it now, and I've climbed up there when I was a kid, because you know, when you was kids, when I was young, you could climb up the mountainside, and I always remember me and my twin brother climbing up there and exploring the small caves there on the hillside. But you can't do that anymore. I mean, it's all health and safety and that sort of rubbish. But when I was a kid, it's something we did and we enjoyed doing. So fond memories of doing that. Let's just look at a bit of a look up the High Street. If you follow up the seafront there, to the left you've got all the crazy golf courses, and if you carry on, you've got the main High Street. I showed you on the way in the shopping centre, etc. Lots of shops up there. Really nice to go up there, but I wasn't really down here to do that on this occasion. I just wanted to give you a quick view of Hastings itself, the drive-in, and the old town, which I enjoy very much. And on the seafront here, as I say, we passed earlier, lots of restaurants and bars, etc. And really nice, as I say, in the summer months you can sit outside and have a drink, eat, or whatever you want to do. So it's yeah, it gives you a little idea of what's in Hastings. It is really nice in the spring and summer months. To say that the seafront's really nice. It's a pebble beach. Can't get beyond that, but there's still loads to do, trampolines and that for the kids, and play areas, and yeah, lots to do. And it's just really a nice place to be. As I say, we're just wandering down the seafront here. The Master Fish Bar. Now that's got fond memories to me. I always remember when I was a kid, I took my daughters in there to get something to eat, and my youngest actually was swinging on the chair and fell, and she fell off the chair. I think it was only halfway through eating our meal, and she was so embarrassed we had to come out and leave the food. So that's a memory I tell her about every time we come past. I think we went in there a couple of months ago actually, and just reminisced on when she was being silly, but there you go. So, across the road now, you can see the new roller coaster that was put in recent years. I don't think it's been that long. And across there you've got a go-kart track and other bits and pieces. Things have changed. But in the middle of this, between the pool here, you see just over the other side, you'll see the little railway that runs up into railway. It runs right up the coastline. And this is a boating lake that, again, hasn't changed at all since I was a child. And I always remember my twin brother again wanted to go on those little swans or whatever they were on that boating lake. Many hours of fun there, but it just hasn't changed. So, which is why I enjoy some of the Kent coast, because they haven't changed as a kid, and it's yeah, it just brings back fond memories. There you go, a better view of the boating lake and the low sun. It's so beautiful, isn't it? It really is. What a gorgeous winter's day. And we'll wander back down the seafront here. And there's a little arcade there on the right hand side. Not really my sort of thing, but hey, I'm sure it's somebody's. So I think we've come to the end of my little tour of Hastings and the drive-in. I hope you enjoyed looking at this with me. I really had a beautiful couple of hours just wandering around and buying bits and pieces. So I hope you have the time, you come down and explore Hastings. It's well worth it. I want to thank you for joining me again. Please like and subscribe. Have a lovely day. Goodbye.